And then you have Anderson .Paak sounding pissed off, but also empathetic. It's a good representation of the emotional state of this song. What's up, friends? My name's Kevin Visay, singer, songwriter, and producer. And today we're going to be reacting to the new Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic music video, Smokin Out The Window. It's going to be a little different from my other music video reactions because I've already watched this music video several times. Loved it, and I wanted to break down kind of what makes this song so cool, as well as what makes the music video good. Kind of obvious what makes the music video good. It's going for that vintage vibe, but there are also some other things that are interesting. Mainly, I'm going to be pointing out the music. So let's start with the intro.
Wait a minute, this love started off so tender, so sweet. But now she got me smoking out the window.
Starting out, you've got the strings playing a B minor 7 chord, which is B, D, F sharp, and A. And then you got this voice saying, oh, this love started out so tender and so sweet, but now you got me. And then it kind of introduces the main theme of the song, which is smoking out the window. There's also the harmonies on top of it. I'm not great at hearing harmonies, but what the kind of lead vocal is doing in that situation is this A, F sharp, A, B, F sharp, not B, A. And then you have the lead guitar part starting to come in, but it's stuttering as it's coming in. And the main lead guitar part is this descent of a B minor scale. But it's only going to the A right now, so it's with the drums kind of stuttering with it. And then you get into the main song. So let's listen to a little bit of the verse and then break down what's going on.
Got a badass kids running around my whole crib like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Whoa, whoa.
The drums have this like kind of an easy, chill vibe. There's some ghost notes and there's some interesting fills, but for the most part, it's just sticking clean, sticking on it, not doing anything too crazy. The bass is kind of dwelling on that B. It's kind of it'll jump up a little bit, but mainly it's just staying right there on that B, chilling out. And then the rest of the instruments, the rhythm guitar and the synth, are doing this thing where they're playing an E minor 9, but because the B minor is in the bass, it's more of B minor add 4 and 6, which I just think is fun. And then it switches from there to an A with the B in the bass. Then occasionally it goes up to a B7 right before transferring back to that B minor with a 4 and a 6, or an E minor 9. But the B is always in the bass, so. Then the vocal is doing this really interesting thing where it's staying on that B minor triad, right? And then occasionally you'll hear an E hit as well throughout the verse and pre-chorus. Let's continue the song.
I'm in disbelief. This bitch got me paying a rent.
The lyrics, of course, are focused in on this guy who's spent all this time and money on a girl, and she's not really repaying him. I love when Anderson .Paak comes in there. This got me da-da-da-da. It's a beautiful part. I love how all the instruments break away, let him do his vocal thing, and then the drums come back in, everything comes back in, and it's all strong, doing basically the same things they were doing with the verse, although the vocal melody is different. And then I love the end of the pre-chorus, how it builds in by taking away the instruments, making it just bass vocals, horns, and drums. So you'll hear that in a second.
Chips, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her wrist, and here I am.
Oh, and right there, you heard the piano. It's like the only time the synthesizer...
You got me out here.
That's the only time that synthesizer really shines, is in that like one moment. And then you saw the horns come in. Fun. Don't bore us, get to the chorus. First thing you'll notice about the chorus is the bass has switched from the B to the D. It's focusing in on the D. Occasionally it's hitting the B and the E and the A, but mainly just hitting that D, getting that D, which makes sense because D is the relative major to B minor. You could also call B minor B Aeolian with D being the tonic. Kind of just some fun music facts there as to why that works so well.
Smoking out the window, singing, how could she do this to me? How could she do this to me?
So you got a few interesting things going on. The lead guitar is in a lower register, doing this, right? And that's just a groovy part as a response to that very first phrase. The chord progression here is G major 7 to F sharp minor 7, which could also be a D9, right? Because the D's in the bass. Just fun stuff there. And then you also occasionally hit on a B minor 7 in that little drop down portion where it's like dun, 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 and then back to that. I thought that could belong to only me. Also, you got these crotales accompanying the strings. They've used crotales in basically all their songs, and I think it's brilliant. It really makes things sound shimmery. I think crotales are excellent instruments, and they pair really well with dreamy vibes. Also, I love the kind of ad-libs Anderson .Paak adds in. I like that I was wrong, because they like drop off all the other instrumentation except for horns, vocals, and the bass. You take stuff away to emphasize certain parts. It's just kind of the lesson here, and they teach it so well.
Just the other night, she was gripping on me tight, screaming Hercules.
I love that part because it seems like you're going into the verse again. And then once Anderson .Paak's vocal comes in, everything drops away. And it's just him. And then to come back in, the kick does the 1, 2, 3, 4 to signify like, hey, this is how fast we're going. So it works really well in terms of, you know, the vocal can do anything at that point. You don't need to be on a click and everything can come back right on time because the drum is letting them know what the groove is. Brilliant. And then this verse is going to be pretty dang similar to the first verse, except for this more back and forth that you get between the lead vocal and the backing harmony vocals. Let's get back into this.
Baby, why you doing this? Why you doing this to me, girl?
That's like my favorite part. Why you doing this? Why you doing this to me? That kind of repeat, and the second time going into it, everyone joins them. It's just brilliant. Love it. It's so cool. Such a cool part. Also, I love the dancing in this music video. It's so just like in sync, on point. They do such a good job of that. It almost feels K-pop-esque, which makes sense because Anderson .Paak is half Korean and Bruno Mars is half Filipino. So this is kind of, you know, your premier Asian duo right now. Oh, part Asian. Let's keep it going.
Got me paying no rent, paying for trips, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her wrist, and here I am all alone.
I like how one of the main ways they add variety between the first verse and the second verse, the first pre-chorus and the second pre-chorus, is the fact that they switch who the primary vocalist is during which part, right? So in the first verse, Bruno Mars, first pre-chorus, Anderson .Paak. Second verse, Anderson .Paak, second pre-chorus, Bruno Mars. And then, of course, Anderson .Paak in this music video is going to be dead on the floor like that whole time. Which is so comical to me. It's just silly, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, besides that, nothing is too different here. And nothing's going to be too different in this next chorus either. So you got a lot of the same going on.
Smoking out the window of the Benzo.
I just love when Anderson .Paak just pops up into the screen again. Just like, I'm not dead. I'm still pissed off that I'm smoking out the window. And this Benz.
Look here, baby, I hope you find whatever it is that you need. But I also hope that you'll try.
I really like this bridge portion because it's kind of a combination of the verse and chorus. You've got the lead guitar from the verse with the same chord progression as the beginning of the chorus. Fun little combo. And then you have Anderson .Paak sounding pissed off, but also empathetic. It's a good representation of the emotional state of this song. I love Bruno Mars's part right there. It's one of my favorite parts of the song. It's like the one part in this song where you get some like real authentic accidentals besides, B majors, which are played pretty often. So you have that F major 7, go down to the E minor 7, back up to the G major 7, and then I think it's a B7 sus 4. Just a brilliant little piece right there. And this last chorus, the really interesting part comes at the beginning because they're dropping off instruments and focusing on the harmonies right off the get-go. And it's also the one part where Bruno Mars is kind of doing the ad-libs instead of Anderson .Paak. It's on that final chorus. Because that final chorus drops away so much instrumentation, it's the clearest you can hear that really cool lead guitar riff. That's pretty much the video. It ends with some flyness, but it's pretty much just the chorus from here on out with, Bruno Mars belting his beautiful highs. Incredibly enjoyable song, super colorful, super fun. Just what I like to hear from my Silky Sonic, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like it, comment on it, share it, subscribe to my channel. Let me know that this is cool to you guys. Little musical breakdowns. If you're like, this is way too intense, don't get this in depth. I want very shallow reviews from you only, Kevin. That's cool too. Just let me know. Check out my latest album, Giovanni. It's great. There's some really interesting musical stuff that goes on in Giovanni. Not Motown. It's more of just a darker pop, but it's still special. I still like it a lot. And I think you guys will too. Some people have told me it's the best album of this year, and I think that will likely be outdone by the Silk Sonic album, but for now, reigning champ. Just sounds so selfish to say. Anyway, hope you guys have just a great day. Catch you on the flip.